What's up, my guys, and welcome back to the Wrestling Report Card. I'm your host, Cody, and how this show works out is what I do is I take a wrestling show, I break down each match, I give it a letter grade, and at the end, I tally them son bitches up, and I give that show its own report card. So today, we're talking about the Halloween 2022 edition of Monday Night Raw. Not only do we have the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns in the house, but you got Brock Lesnar face-to-face with Bobby Lashley. You got the Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Plus, you got Johnny Gargano doing his tell-all about the Miz and Dexter Lumis situation where he really spills the beans. Not only with all that, but you had some banger matches on tonight, including a trick or street match between Otis and Riddle, and I tell you what, that one was great. So without further ado, buckle up your seatbelts and let's get to grading. Starting us off tonight in action for the first time after debuting, returning last week, you got Nikki Cross taking on the EST of WWE. That's right, I'm talking about the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Bel-Air. And I know some of y'all may hate me for this one, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. Nikki Cross just ain't it, my guys. At least not right now, not in the main event scene. I get this character was over in NXT, but that crowd was dead, not only last week, but tonight as well when her music hit. Now, as these two were duking it out down there in Texas, out came Damage Control, who distracted the ref, allowing Bayley to send Bianca right into the ring post. Cross then came in and took care of all three. However, when she got done, she turned right around into the KOD, and the champ got the 1-2-3. After the match, Damage Control was beating down both ladies until we got the returns of both Asuka and Alexa Bliss, who ran down and took out all three ladies of Damage Control. For the opening match, I'm going to give it a C-. Honestly, this is the same storyline we've had going since SummerSlam, and it's just starting to get a little bit stale. Like, I'm ready to see Bayley mix it up with some other wrestlers now that she's back. We got to go backstage, though, because next up, we got Bobby Lashley, who was waiting on Brock Lesnar for their interview. However, while he was talking and waiting, Brock's music hit, and out came the Beast coming down to the ring. He grabbed the mic and let us know that Brock Lesnar ain't down here in Texas for no interview. Oh, no. But right when he said that, the camera went backstage again, but there was no Bobby Lashley there. Next thing you know, his music hit, and by God, these two bulls started locking horns on the entrance ramp. The refs and security came out quickly to break it up. Even Triple H was there trying to store order back in his place. Now, I'm going to slap a B- on that. I know it didn't go on that long, but I was live in OKC a couple weeks back when these two started going at it, and I tell you what, there wasn't a pair of cheeks in the seat when these two were going. Now, next up, we got to go, because it's Mr. Money in the Bank taking on the United States Champion. That's right, it's Theory taking on Rollins. Rollins started off in total control until Theory sent his former mentor crashing into both the announce table and the steel steps. We come back from the break, and with the entire crowd serenading him with his theme music, Rollins got back into it with back-to-back tope suicidas, immediately followed by the Falcon Arrow. Then, after about 397 roll-ups between the two, Theory landed on a beautiful roll-up blockbuster, but it wasn't enough to keep the champ down. So Theory went to set up for the A-Town down. Rollins countered, went for the stop. Theory caught him mid-air and went for the A-Town down a second time. However, once again, Rollins countered. Theory then got a little bit too cocky when he went to go for the pedigree, which allowed Rollins to counter and hit up the stomp, and he got the 1-2-3 over Mr. Money in the Bank, Austin Theory. Yeah, I thought this match was great. I'm going to give it an A-, and I really hope, I don't know, maybe a Survivor Series, we get Rollins versus Theory, where Rollins has to put up his U.S. title, but Theory has to put up his Money in the Bank contract, and the loser loses everything, winner take all. But hey, we move backstage, where we have a car pulling up, and out pops none other than the undisputed Universal WWE Champion of the world, Roman Reigns. But before we get to him, we find out that Bray Wyatt will be in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel. But, as previously stated, 5 days ahead of his showdown in Saudi with Logan Paul, the Tribal Chief is here in Dallas at Monday Night Raw, and he's making his way down to the ring along with the wise man, Paul Heyman. As the Dallas crowd is raining down chants of Usi, love pro wrestling, Roman lets us know that both Sammy and Jey Uso are out working on becoming more Usi. He then went on to say that he's not going to hype up a match with an outsider like Logan Paul, oh no, but the wise man Paul Heyman will, while Heyman gets on the mic and started letting us know how much smashing the Tribal Chief will do come this Saturday. He gets interrupted by none other than The Miz. He came down, not in any antagonizing way, but he offered the Tribal Chief a proposition. If Reigns can help The Miz out with his little Dexter Lumis problem, The Miz will help Reigns out with his Logan Paul problem. Reigns then grabbed the mic and says, "Can I ask a question? Why is everyone worried about Logan Paul knocking me out?" Roman proceeds to knock out The Miz in front of us before answering his own question, when they should be worried about me knocking out Logan Paul. That's going to get a B+. Once again, great character work from the Tribal Chief. I tell you what. And not only did he just brush off Logan Paul like he was nothing, he knocked The Miz out in front of everybody before just walking off. Afterwards, we do find out in the training room that The Miz has to compete tonight against Ali. He was working on getting that match canceled until Ali came in and started making fun of The Miz and his tiny, tiny balls. So we're back on for that. But next up, with both the Judgment Day and the OC ringside, we got Damian Priest taking on Karl Abs Anderson. The Judgment Day looked to go 3-0 over the OC ahead of their trios match at Crown Jewel, and then Rhea Ripley was once again able to make herself known ringside, but even that wasn't enough. As Anderson gets revenge, he hits the backslide to get the 1-2-3. After the match, we then just had an all-out brawl until Rhea Ripley went low and hit Luke down in the gallows. She then distracted Styles and Anderson, which allowed Finn and Dom to hit both the coup de grace and the frog splash as they left the OC in the middle of the ring just laid out. For that, I'll go with the C+. Like, what we saw was good, but most of the action did seem to take place during the commercial break. But we can't stick there too long, because next up, we got JBL coming down to the ring. And I tell you what, he gave us just another great promo before he brought out his protege, Baron Corbin. Corbin was going on and on about the truth, and I guess he didn't pay attention last week, because if you mention the truth, out he will come. And yes, I'm talking about our truth, who came down to the ring in a cowboy hat, flannel, and boots, riding a stuffed pony. You gotta love this guy. After making fun of JBL and Corbin's Halloween outfits, which they didn't even have them on, Corbin tried to attack Truth, but he missed. However, when JBL got up in Truth's face, Corbin snuck from behind him and wound up hitting my guy with the End of Days. For that little segment, I'm going to go with a B-. JBL is just great on the mic. I feel like him and R-Truth could do a segment every week until the end of time, and I would never get tired of it. But hey, next up, we got the Trick or Street match. We got Otis taking on Riddle, and Riddle came down to the ring with Elias while being dressed up as his brother Ezekiel. And then Otis and Gable said, "Hold my beer," as they came out dressed like Chip and Dale. But they look more like the re-edition on Saturday Night Live that had Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze. Hey, that guy in a little coat. Man, R.I.P. to Chris Farley. Anyways, on to the match. And what can I say? This match right here was very entertaining. With pumpkins and candy cane kendo sticks everywhere. Gable at one point got on the ropes and yelled, one night only, do it." And then I tell you what, that big old sumbitch Otis, he paid homage to Scotty 2 Hotty as he went and hit the worm. I mean, that was a big ass worm, second to only Rikishi. Anyways, after Gable tried to get involved, Elias decided to do the same as he took out Gable and then stuck a jack-o'-lantern atop Otis's head. And when Otis turned around, Riddle was lying in wait and proceeded to hit the RKO onto Mr. Pumpkinhead himself, Otis, and Riddle gets the 1-2-3. Y'all can hate me all you want for this. You can go in the comments and tell me I'm dumb for this, but I'm giving that a B+. I was very entertained, and I swear, when Gable yelled for this night only, I knew it. I knew in my mind that Otis was about to pull out the worm, and by God, he did. That was wild. I can't stick on it too much though, because next up, I got Mustafa Ali taking on The Miz, and after getting his jaw rocked from the Tribal Chief earlier tonight, The Miz's balls grew 3 times that day when he still got in the ring with Ali, and he was actually competing. I mean, when we came back from the break, The Miz was landing the it kicks and even hit his DDT, but it wasn't enough to keep him down. Ali then tells The Miz, "Hold my beer," as he hit a beautiful satellite DDT before taking flight from the ropes. The Miz answered by sending Ali flying over the announce table. However, when he went back there to grab him, out popped Dexter Lumis, who attacked The Miz briefly before security ran him off. However, this distraction allowed the Ali to hit The Miz with a super kick before following that up with his 450 splash, and he got the 1-2-3 over the A-lister in a big win for Ali. Yeah, I'm going to give that a B. Just another solid match here on Monday Night Raw. And just when you thought the night for The Miz couldn't get any worse, Up next, we got Johnny Gargano in a tell-all where he is going to blow the whistle on the whole Miz and Dexter Lumis situation. Now, in his sit-down with Byron Saxton, he revealed that the night of his return in Toronto early this year, Gargano overheard the Miz and Lumis talking. So with it being 22 and all, he recorded it. In the recording, you hear what sounds like the Miz paying off Dexter Lumis to stalk him. Weird, right? We find out that Lumis had fell on hard times, so Gargano claimed that the Miz took advantage of that with this whole scenario of paying him off. Gargano went on to point out that earlier in this, there was a lot of proof that seemed to justify his statements. Saxton then asked, well, what about the last 2 weeks when each guy really beat down the other? Gargano answered that, claiming that somewhere down the road, somewhere in all of this, the Miz stopped paying Dexter Lumis, which is why Lumis is actually attacking him now. Hey, I like this, man. I'm going to give it a B. And what do y'all think? Is Johnny Gargano lying, or is he actually telling the truth? Because this is all just kind of weird. And I'm going to die on this hill. The Miz is the perfect guy you want to use to get over any NXT guy coming up. I mean, he did it with Ciampa, he's doing it with Gargano, and Dexter Lumis. Just feed him to my guy. Well, hey, next up, in the main event, you got the women's tag team titles on the line, as you got Damage Control going up against the returning Asuka and Alexa Bliss. Neither team came down to the ring alone, as both Bayley and Bianca were ringside for the girls. We jump in the match, and while Asuka had to lock in onto Io, Bayley distracted the left while Io was tapping, which allowed Dakota Kai to come in and break it up. Meanwhile, Bianca sent Bayley flying over the barricade. They brawled all the way on top of a 10-foot speaker when Bayley grabbed the champ and suplexed her off that sumbitch, crashing her through 2 tables down low. We go back in the ring. Asuka laid out both ladies before tagging in Alexa Bliss, who climbed the ropes, hit the Twisted Bliss, and by God, she got the 1, 2, 3, and we have brand new tag team champs in Asuka and Alexa Bliss. I'll give this a B-. I mean, that table spot was pretty badass, and now that we do have new champs, my only request is that we move on from these 6 ladies competing against each other after Crown Jewel. Well, as y'all know, that comes down to the end of the show. We've got all the grades in. Now let's take a look at the report card. After tallying everything up, we came out with a final letter grade of a B-. That's right, and 83%. Well, hey, once again, happy Halloween to everybody. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't already, please like, comment, or even hit me with a subscribe. That would be dope. If not, hey, you still cool in my book. Well, I'm Cody. Well, I'm signing off. I hope all y'all stay safe tonight, eat all the candy, and have a nice day.